Hello, 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 and welcome back to the channel. It's Usernamekate here, and today I have a Suzuki DR-Z4S in my possession. This is the off-road biased version of the DR-Z. There is an SM model which hopefully I will be reviewing at a later point. So as a novice green laner, as a little green lane wobbler, I'm really excited to ride this bike. Hopefully I'll take it on road and give you my impressions there, but I also do want to take it green laning and see what I think, because one of the things that I think perhaps concerns people about this bike is its price. It's priced at £7,999, which sits quite a bit higher than its competitors, say the likes of the KTM Enduro R. So what I'm trying to find out in this video is the price of this. Is it warranted? Is it worth it? Can it be justified by comparison to its competitors? It's basically what I'm trying to find out and get to the bottom of. So if you're interested in hearing my thoughts on that topic, then definitely keep watching. The Suzuki DR-Z4S comes into the UK at £7,999. Colours include champion yellow and solid special white, as well as solid iron grey. Power comes from a 398cc liquid-cooled single-cylinder engine, producing around 37.5 brake horsepower and 37 Nm of torque. The bike has a 5-speed gearbox. Suspension comes from KYB with 46mm inverted upside-down forks, offering 280mm of travel, and then at the rear we have a fully adjustable KYB shock with 296mm of rear wheel travel. Braking is handled by Nissin Components with a 270mm front disc and twin piston caliper, and a 240mm rear disc with a single piston caliper, all supported by switchable ABS. Features include ride-by-wire throttle, multiple riding modes, switchable traction control, and a compact LCD dash. The tank capacity is 8.7 litres, the wet weight is around 151 kilograms, and the seat height is a whopping 920mm, which is tall on paper and feels even taller in real life. Now for reference, I'm a 5'4" or 162cm individual with a 29-inch inside leg measurement or 73.66cm inside leg measurement, and this is what I look like. Yeah, let's get to the riding and pray for me. Woohoo! Alright guys, well I'm out and about on an Indian Scout. I'm not, that just rhymed and I couldn't help myself. I'm out and about on a Suzuki DR-Z4S. This is their off-road motorcycle, their off-road dual sport version of the DR-Z. They of course have the DR-Z4SM with, you know, more supermoto vibes. You've got smaller wheels, you've got, you know, shorter suspension travel. But today I'm on the off-roader. Now in this video, as described, hopefully I'll be giving you a bit of a road perspective as well as hopefully an off-road perspective. However, I am a little bit fearful of the off-road perspective, because if you watch the channel you'll recently know I rode a KTM Enduro R off-road, and that was a relative stretch for me being so short. And the seat height on that was 890mm, which was pretty bloody tall. Well, this has a seat height of 920 as mentioned. So in situations like this where I have to stop, you know, we'll just creep, and then boom, commit to the bum off the seat, because it's very tall. But that leads to all different problems, like hip cramp. So the hip cramp is unreal.
But yeah, it's crazy to be on Suzuki's DR-Z. There was so much hype about this bike when Suzuki mentioned they were revisiting it and bringing out a modern version. Now I'm pretty sure this bike ceased production, or the older DR-Z400 ceased production in 2002 because it was carved and they couldn't get it past emissions at the time. So of course this modern iteration, you know, Suzuki have tried to keep it quite DR-Z-esque. We're just bringing it into the modern day with, you know, a modern engine that's fuel injected and liquid cooled. But they have tried to retain a little bit of the DR-Z like vibes and what it's all about. So visually it looks relatively similar. We've got that 5-speed gearbox still, and Suzuki's reason for that and for not going for a 6-speed gearbox is because, you know, the previous one was 5-speed and they wanted to kind of keep the bike true to the original DR-Z400, you know, as it was. So I guess that makes sense. Now I have heard quite a few people whinge about it not having a 6th gear, and I literally have just done some motorway riding now, which I'll insert, and I'll still talk now, so you know the bike won't be screaming its knackers off, because I'm currently doing 40 miles an hour on a congested country road. But what I will say is that, you know, even with 5 gears it can get up to motorway speeds alright. It can sustain it. I probably wouldn't go more past 70 miles an hour because it does start to feel a little bit, like a bit vague at the front. But it's such a tall bike. It's got a big 21-inch front. It's got the 280mm travel, which is crazy for the bike, to be honest. I thought the KTM had long suspension travel at 230mm front and rear. This has, as mentioned, 280 at the front, 296 at the rear. So it's got all the travel for all the off-roading. But yeah, one thing about this bike is it certainly feels torquier than, say, the KTM that I've ridden recently. That felt like quite a revvy bike, whereas this feels like it's just got a bit more blah blah low down. And also I was doing 20 miles an hour in 4th gear, like even dropping down to 19 miles an hour, and in 4th gear it was, I mean, it wasn't massively happy, but it wasn't slapping its tatties off. So, but yeah, I'm very, very interested to see how I feel about this when I do go off-roading, like how the torque feels by comparison, because off-roading I do like a torquey motor because I need all the help I can get. If I was to own this bike, seat comfort would be absolutely written off for me, because I'd definitely, to make life easier, go with the low seat that they have, and it makes it lower by 30mm, so it still takes it to quite a formidable 890mm seat height. But I'll pop a picture in now of that seat. As you can see, there is 0 padding. It has literally been cut out so much, and to be honest I would probably prefer to do that because I'm really not a massive fan of messing with a bike's geometry. I feel like the factory know what they're doing, the engineers that have put, you know, lots and lots of money into getting the suspension and stuff exactly how they feel it needs to be for the bike. I'm just not a fan of like going in and meddling and like dropping forks through and putting longer dog bones on and all that stuff. I just feel like a bike's gonna optimally run how it's meant to from the factory. So yeah, I do try to not meddle. And also there are loads of bikes for shorter people. I feel like a lot of shorter people don't think there is, but being in the very fortunate position that I'm in, being able to test so many bikes so frequently, yeah, I think there's a lot more than people realise. Maybe that's a video idea in itself right there, who knows. But yeah, I like the switchgear, it's quite nice. I've always liked Suzuki's switchgear, like with the mode and the arrows. This is very easy to use. The dash, we do have an LCD screen, and a lot of people complain that it's not TFT, but I think Suzuki have tried to keep it pretty simple, and sometimes with these kind of bikes, I think the more tech and stuff like that, it can be a bit of a hindrance, it can be more to go wrong. And you know what, I actually think that the dash is pretty nice. So you've got your gear indicator there, you've got your fuel across the top, the time, you've got your speed on, nice and big, a trip below it, you've got your modes, so currently an A for active, you've got B for basic, and you've got C for comfort. And then when it comes to traction control, you've got 2, which is the most intrusive, and it's currently 2 degrees, like keeps dipping 2 to 1, 2 to 1. Can't feel my fingers right now. I've got my Kai's heated jacket on, and that was a good shout, but not following it up with the gloves was a rookie error. I thought as long as my core's warm, I'll be fine. Oh, what an idiot. But yeah, going back to how cold it is and why I mentioned that, we're in traction control setting 2, which is the most intrusive, and it is flashing a lot, even in a straight line. So yeah, it's doing the most. But you have traction control 2, you have 1, you have off, and then you have a gravel mode as well. This is our turn. Yeah, you see it's flashing its cojones off. I'm not a massive fan of this. Like, it's wibbly wobbly. It's a bit weird, a bit annoying. And also the bike does come with 2 mirrors, by the way, but Mike has actually taken, Mike's my better half for those of you who don't know, he's also got his own channel. You just search Mike Pye, P-Y-E. He is a much better off-road rider than I am, for those of you who don't know of his background. He's done Erzberg twice. He's quite handy on a bike, and he has ridden this bike off-road with enduro boys. Well, this bike is not an enduro bike, and you'd be foolish to expect it to behave and handle like one, you know, in that kind of setting that Mike was riding, like some pretty gnarly green lanes. But the bike actually put a solid shift in for the kind of machine it is. You can watch Mike's reviews on this and Mike's off-roading escapades if you're actually fairly handy off-road, and then you'll get a much better idea about the bike's capabilities. So we've got a single disc with this, and it's not a bigger disc as on the SM version. This is the lovely junction that you have to stop at. Love that for me. We're just going to creep as much as we can. Creep, creep, creep. Right, it's clear there, that's good. Yes, look at that. I didn't even have to put my foot down. Awesome. But yeah, so far it's pleasant on the road. It serves a purpose. You know, it's not going to be the most practical. You're not going to be able to really tour on this with an 8.7 litre tank. It's not got any wind protection. You wouldn't expect it to, because it's a dual sport. You're going to be going green laning on it or off-roading. Right, so I see where the road is slightly sloping. So, oh no. So if I am to flat foot, I don't know if you can see that. This leg very much dangles. I haven't even got one cheek off here. I've got 2 cheeks off the bike. I might as well just be stood next to it, actually. Which is crazy. So tall, man. And then we can get going. Scotch the bum back on the seat. Right, I think I've kind of covered what I need to cover on the road. If I forgot anything, please let me know in the comments. But as for now, hopefully when you next see me, I'll be on the rocky stuff, tackling this beast off-road. Alright. Right, oh my gosh, this is tall. This is bloody hellfire. Oh gosh, Mike! Right, hang on. Oh, skill! Oh. Right. Right. Okay, Kate, you got this. You got this. Right, team, so I'm off-roading, well, green laning the the DR-Z, and it is quite terrifying as a short person, let me tell you. But we are giving it a go. Mike has said some very positive things about it. Oh, crikey. Woo! Oh, oh. Sorry, I've got all the hip cramps. Okay. Oh. My legs literally just dangle either side. I'm just going over all the bumps, all the rocks, not good. It's not. Just so scary because it's so tall, like Giganticus. There's no dabbing down for me. Yeah, but I'm not very good, am I? Yeah. Yeah. Alright, I'm trying to like not... Yeah, I know you are. I can see. Woo! So guys, this is me off-road on a very tall bike. You won't learn anything, it's just how I feel. As mentioned, Mike has a million DR-Z videos, you should check them out if you want to see how to actually off-road this. But yeah, certainly as a novice wobbler with a 29-inch inside leg measurement, the seat height is pretty intimidating for me. I think if I had to go uphill on this, it would be quite trauma. Yeah, that's why we're going downhill on this. I'm very realistic, guys. I know my abilities. It's just about getting used to it, I think, like roading. Oh my, you little jumpy looking. I've got to say though, the suspension on this, with it being so tall with so much travel, it is like quite nice. The other way it just like glides over things. God, I feel like that was a baptism of fire coming down that initially. Oh, I went everywhere that bike. That was funny, I went everywhere. The back went sideways, the front went sideways, I went squiggly wiggly. So I wouldn't recommend this bike for someone as small as me. I would absolutely recommend this bike for somebody like you. You really like this bike, don't you? You actually said at the top there that you would own this bike. Oh, I feel good though, Mike. Scared, but good. Hello. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, straight line. Yeah. And what I learned as well, like on the off-road school, is if you turn in the bars, you can weight the opposite peg in the direction, so you don't have to lean it. You can just turn it. Yeah. Yeah. I know I would fly down. Yeah, because there's a few little rocks. I like turning to Miss Daisy. Thank you. I'm feeling better after that initial section. Because that initial section for me was a bit wild, to be honest. Right, so I guess I'm going to conclude the video on the DR-Z4S now. It's been great to ride it on road, it's been great to ride it off road. This bike definitely does have its place more off-road than on the road, and I'm not the best person to demonstrate its capabilities. As a small wobbler, it's quite intimidating, as you will have heard, but I think if you have normal size legs and not the size legs of a goblin, you'll be absolutely fine. And the suspension on that then, just going down everything, was really great for me. Not as obviously sloppy as some of the other bikes that I've ridden, but also not as harsh as the KTM competitor, the Enduro 390R. Yeah, I've really liked it. I kind of like its simplicity. I think the price is going to be a hard sell versus its competitors, but that being said, you should really ride it, because if you ride it, and you know, you just need to watch Mike's videos to see how this rides off-road. Mike can speak from a competent off-roader perspective. He thinks it's worth the money just purely for the suspension and the ground clearance alone. Obviously it looks pretty as well, which I like. But yeah, you've got things like Suzuki's dealer network. You've got their service activated extended warranties, where you can extend things to like 7 years if you get a service with them. These are all plus points acting in Suzuki's kind of justification of that price. So yeah, even though it is a little bit more than its competitors, Mike seems to think from an off-road perspective it's definitely worth it. I've enjoyed wobbling around and I've enjoyed taking it on the road as well. So yeah, I think it's a good bike. Alright team, well I'll catch you all on the next one. Bye!